Hey everybody, it's Anna. Time for the Wednesday card in this week's tarot story. Today we have the Seven of Wands reversed. So I connect the number seven to making choices, to using our discernment or making wise choices, choices that really match us. Wands are connected to the element of fire. They're about feeling impassioned and confident and inspired. So we turn this card upright, we see this is about making an impassioned and confident choice. And the guy here seems to be embodying that, right? He's standing his ground. He's got one wand up like he's ready to argue his point or defend himself. He has made this choice and he's not going to be pushed off this choice. Now, one of the challenges in the Wands trajectory that I'm always talking about is that it's a very it has a tendency to be fraught, like that passion and inspiration tends to move sometimes into almost a defensiveness or a hostility, as though we expect something to oppose us, which is probably like the mind kind of interfering, where the mind expects that we live in a competitive universe that's we're trying to prove ourselves or we have to push against something instead of a benevolent or cooperative universe. And so when we're in pretty high motion, I think the mind, high momentum, which the Wands is about momentum and passion and energy, the mind usually gets a little bit nervous because, high speeds can mean a big crash. So the mind begins to worry about the crash. And I think that's what we see happening. The further we get into the Wands trajectory, we begin to see this sort of anxiety of the mind. And so even upright, I think this card can be problematic because we're making our choice, we're feeling really confident and in flow, and the mind's thinking about what's going to happen if someone challenges us, right? Even if nobody's challenging, we kind of anticipate maybe they will. And so we're kind of standing our ground, getting ready to fight. And of course, when you get ready to fight, you're kind of inviting a fight. So you're almost inviting in the opposition that you're guarding around, right? So this card came to us reversed. And I often think of the reversal as an invitation to let go, to kind of deliberately let go of that defensive nature, the defensive posture, helping the mind disable its expectation that, someone's going to fight me on this. And instead, look for where you're being supported. Where is the universe sending you help and people who get it and are excited for you? Because they're there too. And it's about what you're looking for is what you find, right? So yesterday's card was the Queen of Cups reversed. And I talked about how there could be some block in that lovely, healing, alchemizing energy of the Queen of Cups. And I think definitely this posture of feeling defensive, it's as though we live in a hostile environment. And if we think we live in a hostile environment, how can we let our hearts be fully unguarded? Right? So the reversal of the Queen of Cups reverse could have been like the mind is guarding the heart, because the Queen of Cups is like open-hearted, welcoming, very hospitable. But if we live in a hostile environment, we have to somehow create some kind of safety net around that, right? And I think that could be happening here. If we reverse it, that's us making a deliberate decision to dismantle the mind's belief system that tells us we're in danger and we live in a hostile environment in which we have to protect or defend ourselves. So this is a really important idea to kind of figure out where the mind can learn mindsets just from repetition because it's heard it a million times, right? You hear it on the news or you've been taught by your parents, like don't trust people, don't trust strangers, or, God is going to get you, whatever the mindsets are. But mindsets can also be connected to pain points, like places in our lives that, painful moments in our lives that the wounds are still open. And so the mind is remembering when we did get wounded and is still stuck on that woundedness because it hasn't been resolved, which again harkens back to the Queen of Cups reverse when I talked about how the reversal can mean that we're not attending to some of our own pains. Either way, the mind learning through repetition or actually connected to a wound, this is an invitation to figure out what the source of the struggle is, the defensive posture is, and see if you can alleviate it, heal it, clear it, so that you can move in passion and confidence without the expectation of fighting. See you tomorrow for our next card. Bye.